with an update. You want an update on Thomas Tuchel? Do you want the reason boss armchair boss's take? Thomas Tuchel ahead of his first official game as England manager will be taking on Albania. Alba who? As far as the reason boss is concerned, after the press conference, listening to the media's questions. Oh God. Morgan Gibbs-White finally given the call up after initially being left out at the expense of the likes of Cole Palmer, at the expense of the likes of Jordan Henderson, at the likes and expense of Marcus Rashford. I believe the press are licking their lips at the prospect of giving Thomas Tuchel the heave-ho, if not during this World Cup campaign, certainly by the end of it. Thomas Tuchel has been given the poison chalice instructions. Go win the World Cup 2026. Japan have just qualified, first team to qualify. Congratulations to Japan. Reggae Boys aiming to qualify under the auspices of ex-Derby and ex-England manager Steve McLaren. Oh God. Thomas Tuchel, Morgan Gibbs-White in the form of his life for Nottingham Forest, and you don't pick him in the first squad you have the opportunity to pick. I can tell you now, like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling where the reason boss is coming from. In no uncertain terms, the press are licking their lips there. Morgan Gibbs-White admitted, big mistake. What is Thomas Tuchel doing? Does he not understand the concept of form? Ex-Chelsea manager kicked out for a reason. Ex-Bayern Munich manager kicked out for a reason. Dan Burn, point number 2. Like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling where the reason boss is coming from. Feel free to subscribe, free and easy. We're going to take it down low, take it down low, take it down low. Big up yourself, Reggae Boys in action against St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think my excitement was getting ahead of me. Let me take it down low, take it down low, take it down low. Dan Burns, big up to Dan Burns. Newcastle's finest, an outstanding 2-1 victory over Liverpool. Sorry about that, cousin Michael. Unlucky Papa Raj. Unlucky Papa Naya. Davey, that's the way it goes. Adamski. Them's the blows, but viva Premier League success. Dan Burns opened the scoring with an outstanding header as the Carabao Cup was lifted. First time silverware has been won in 70 years. And yet, I'm going to tell you straight, I'm going to speak. Dan Burns. Dan Burns is a quality player at Premiership level. I'm going to tell you now. Come on in, the water's warm. It's not only wet, it's warm, said the press as they interviewed Dan Burn on his England future. I can tell you now, if Dan Burn is going to be that man, that guy, you want to be that guy? I know the press are licking their lips. Why are they licking their lips? It's a poison chalice. It's a very, very intoxicating pot. It's a toxic pot. And they are set to stir the pot. Dan Burns, quality player at Newcastle in that defence, knows it in and out. International game at international level. It's a different kettle of fish. How will Dan Burns fare? The grilling of the media has begun in earnest. Up step Albania. Like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling where the reason boss is coming from. The armchair perspective from a fan who just enjoys the game of sport, enjoys the game of football, watching from afar, checking, perusing, and coming to the conclusion. Thomas Tuchel, his goose is going to be cooked. Because if you're telling me that Thomas Tuchel can only be a success, a rip-roaring success after Gareth Southgate took England to semi-finals and finals upon finals, coming up just short, I'm going to tell you this. A United States of America, Canada and Mexico triumvirate World Cup in the heat and humidity of North America. 48 odd teams qualifying. The likes of Argentina, reigning World Cup champions. The likes of European champions. Spain with Yamal, Ferran. Oh God, quality upon quality. Portugal, Germany. It's going to be a cough and splutter for England. Cole Palmer coming up with blanks in the last few games he has been playing for Chelsea. That tells me, Cole, are you that man? Are you that man to take England across the line? Gareth couldn't as a manager. Came close. Respect to Gareth. Thomas Tuchel is meant to be the man to bring them over the hill. The G-man. Will he be singing the anthem? Any problem with the anthem? Any problem? Do you have a problem? Prince, do you have a problem with Thomas Tuchel singing the anthem or not? Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for tuning in. The Reason Boss here with his initial thoughts on the first major press conference pre his first competitive game. Thomas Tuchel on deck at the wheel. I fear he may end up coming off the road into some bushes because the press in England, no rump with them, they will find Dan Burn, really? Dan Burn? Is he serious? Dan Burn? You think he's the answer? Oh, yeah, go on. Nice one. Good on ya. Yeah. Nice one, Thomas. Well done. Dan Burn up against Yamal. Up against Verts. Up against Hafinia. Oh no, come on, lovely. Them not easy enough. Me not trust them. But I could be wrong. It could be all flowers. Morgan Gibbs-White said he was disappointed initially at his omission, and then reflecting, he was stoic. Them's the blows. They've got some quality players. England, Thomas Tuchel's got some tough decisions. All right, I didn't make it that time. First time of asking, but never mind. And then suddenly he gets a call. Oh, hey, happy as Larry. Lovely. Why wasn't I chosen the first time? That will not be the only story, the only instance when a player wonders, what me have to do? Hey, God knows, you ever see the Reggae Boys? I don't want to go into that. There's a time and a place. Like, share, and subscribe. The Reason Boss wishes England well. The last World Cup, the last European Championship, the Reason Boss believed that England had the player power, the confidence, the belief, the experience, the hunger to get the job done and go all the way in lifting a European Championship. However, at the last edition of that European Championships, the Reason Boss clearly, simply, fairly and frankly thought that Spain were the outstanding team in the European Championships. No shame to lose to them. England, well done for taking it as far as you did. But Yamal and co thoroughly deserved that championship. Class will out. The return of Bukayo Saka to Arsenal and England will bring added quality to England. Will Bukayo have what it takes to get across the line? Never mind qualification. England will qualify hand over fist as day follows night. Latvia, isn't that where Dr. Doom lives? Somewhere like that. This ain't the MCU universe. This is the real universe of the English media and the English UK media. No rump with them. When they sniff something, hound dogs ain't got nothing on them. Like, share, and subscribe. Who's in the building? Yo, it's you again. Kirsty, it's you again. Hi, Kirsty. How you doing? Did you subscribe? Did you touch base? I know you were here last time. How are you doing, Kirsty, on this? Thank you for bringing the sunshine, Kirsty. Thank you for bringing the sunshine. I appreciate that. Am I British? Yes, ma'am. Kirsty, yes, I am. Born and bred in the UK. Yes. A heart for the Salazar, a heart for sweet jam down, Jamaica. And a heart for matters sport. Ting, I-N-G, sporting. England, as far as the reason boss is concerned, has at its disposal. Thomas Tuchel had it. Gareth Southgate had it. Some of the finest England talent ever assembled. Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer, shining, sparkling, brand new toy, Bukayo Saka, Declan, £100 million for Arsenal, Rice, oh God, Reece James, so much talent. Alas, it's going to be a rocky road. When you look at that defensive unit, Harry Maguire, John Ailing Stones, Jordan, how many can I save until I'm beaten by Shea Quality Pickford? Who will hold out in that heat, literally and metaphorically, in the United States of America, Mexico, and Canada? It's a new format. 48 teams, can you imagine? New groups, new challenges. Will England find it to their liking? Will they find the water nice and welcoming? Talking of Walker, Kyle Walker in that squad. Mr. Tuchel knows what he likes and likes what he knows. 24, I believe, training days officially or unofficially are at Tuchel's disposal before World Cup 26 starts. Can you imagine? 24 actual training days outside of playing time. Tuchel may be a man for the cause, maybe a man for his time, just like Churchill in the Second World War. Could this be a time for Thomas Tuchel? I think that they're warming up in the press to roast, grill, fry, season, stew, bake, and get Mr. Tuchel in the pickle. Oh God. Dan Burn, no Morgan's Gibbs White at first time of asking. Mr. Rashford, newly into the first team football after a rocky road at United at Aston Villa. Getting some minutes, valuable game time, ends up in the England team. Is this the squad? Is this the future of England under Thomas Tuchel? When it comes to the business end, forget Latvia, forget Albania. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. It's a bidding war. How many can you score? It's not how low you can go. It's going to be how high you can fly. Thomas Tuchel, I warn you now. Get your hat on. Get your helmet on. Protect yourself at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Like, share, and subscribe. Thomas, beware when they smile. Those scribes. Oh God. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out of here. I'm going to catch a little